There we go. We got him. That guys, absolute stunner of a carp. He's got to be 12 pounds, going on 15. Let's get him in. He doesn't want to be out of the water. Welcome back to another YouTube video. So this video is all about paste fishing. So now is the right time of year. It's absolutely perfect, mid-June. It's really warm and the fish are coming in close into the margin, and we're going to catch them around 2 foot. Hopefully that's the plan today. But paste fishing is really easy. There's times when I think people just worry about it. It can sometimes look a little bit complicated, but it really isn't. It's probably one of the most simplest of techniques to use. Mixing the paste is easy. Setting up your rig is even easier, and actually fishing it is really, really simple. So guys, I'm going to show you how I fish the paste, and hopefully we're going to catch a few carp. Okay, so now let me first of all just show you the rig. It's really, really simple. So I've got videos on my channel which show you how to actually create or set up the actual rig for paste fishing. So go and have a look at those videos. I will put a link in the description. So go and have a look at the description of this video, and there'll be a link in there to how to actually create the rig for paste fishing. But what I've got today, I've got a 13 to 15 hybrid elastic. Main line, I've got a 0.19 mil diameter main line all the way down to the hook. I've got no smaller hook length on there, straight down to the hook. In terms of my float, I've just got one of the actual Preston paste floats on here. I don't think it really matters too much as long as you've got a long bristle, and I think that is the key, because I'm going to be plumbing up to just above the body, so I've got plenty of bristle showing. And then once I actually start fishing and I've got my paste on, it'll just dip down probably about another sort of centimetre, 2 centimetres, depending on the depth. I have got a slope today, but I will plumb up and show you in a minute. But ultimately, the long bristle just helps you indicate those positive bites, and also when the paste has come off. I'll show you that as well in a little while. Like I say, I've got a 0.19 mil diameter main line all the way down to the hook, and today I've got a size 12 hook on. Now, what is really important, and my video on setting up the paste rig will help explain this. I don't know if it comes out on the video, but on here, I've got about an inch of line past the hook. So I've self-tied that hook on, and then I've got an inch of line sort of extending the hook. And the reason being is that when I put the paste on, that little bit of line is just going to give that little bit of extra glue, effectively, a little bit more sort of the paste will just hold on to it that little bit longer. So I think having that little bit of line is going to help keep the paste on a little bit longer, and it just does work. So when you set your paste rig up, have a little bit of extra line. I've got about an inch there past the hook. It doesn't make any difference to the fishing. It's going to be buried in the paste. So make sure that's one little tip, just to do that when you set up your paste rig. So that's the rig, guys. I mean, it's really, really simple. I can't really explain it any easier than that. If you've never done it before, go and set yourself some paste rigs, and you won't believe how easy that is. Dead simple. You don't need to worry about shot. I'm only fishing today 2 foot 2 inches deep, but I'm going to plumb up now, show you how I plumb up, and then we're going to hopefully catch a few carp. Hey guys, hopefully you're enjoying these free videos. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't already, please do go and subscribe to the channel. Click the subscribe button. It's free and it's easy, and it only takes about 2 seconds. It's a massive help, more than you know. Also, don't forget to drop the video a like, give it a thumbs up, and at the end of the video, if you can spare 30 seconds, please do go and leave a comment. Just let me know what you like about the video. Let me know what techniques you use. But thank you for watching. Now let's get back to the main video. Okay, so in terms of plumbing up, I've got a 30 gram plummet on, nice and heavy. And I have already had a look around, so I know what the depth is. But I'm just going to show you now. So I'm going to swing that out. Okay, so ideally, I want to find 2 foot. That is my go-to depth when I'm fishing paste. And when you can fish paste at 3 foot, 4 foot, 6 foot, it really doesn't matter. But today, just for this video, I want to fish at 2 foot. So I've got my far bank marker, and I'm just going to plumb around here, and I'll just see what I've got. So as you can see, I've just got quite a bit of my float sticking out there. So, and I want to find that 2 foot mark. But if I come in there, so I know I can feel a few rocks there as well. So that's not a nice flat surface. There we go. Just drop down there. I'm just going to push out a little bit further. And all I want is to plumb up. So I've got all of my bristle flow showing. So I've still got the body there. I'm just going to push out a little bit further. Still got the body. I'm going to push out just a bit further, and there we go. So that there is 2 foot. If I just come across to my left, I just want to see what it just dropped off there. Look, a little hole. And again, yeah, nice and flat there as well. So I could, that's just dropped off there. That's dropped off there. So I'm going to come back across here. I'm just going to go over to my right and just see what it looks like. Got the same. Oh, a big rock there, look, big rock. So I don't want to fish there. I'm going to come back over about 12 inches. So I've got a bit of body there. I'm just going to come up a bit closer. There. So what I want to do is fish there. So I'm now going to just adjust my float. Just going to take off about 1.5 inches there. I just want to see what we've got. So I've now got my far bank marker where the leg on my box is. I've got the end of my top kit over on that leg, so I know I'm absolutely bang on there. And look at that. So I've now got just a little bit of that body showing. And if I just go out 1 inch, there, body's gone. So now I've got the whole of that bristle showing. And that is what I want. And what will happen is throughout the session, if you go out a little bit too far, or you just go to the left or to the right and you find a little hole, you'll find that your float will just go, your more bristle or less bristle will be showing than what you really want. But I want, when I put my paste on, I want about 1 centimetre of bristle to go under the water. I don't want all the bristle showing, but I do want a good 2/3 of that bristle showing. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So I've plumbed up. I have got a little bit of a slope, so if I just push out, there you go, it just drops off, look. So I need to be absolutely bang on. If I come closer towards me, about 6 inches, it comes up, look. So I know I'm on a slope. So I need to be quite accurate, but I don't need to worry too much. And I'll show you as I'm fishing why you don't need to worry when you're paste fishing. So there we go. I'm happy with that depth. And I've got my far bank marker, and I've got the end of my top kit over the leg of my box. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the paste pots. So there's multiple paste pots out there on the market. You can go and get them off the shelf. But what you find is a lot of people do sort of adapt them, they make their own. And it's exactly what I've done. So I've got a normal little pot here that I'd put on the end of my pole when I'm fishing with pellets or whatever it may be. And then I've got another one where I've cut out the bottom. And then if I want, I can either just fish with that, put my paste in there, but and with a little bit of bait. But if I want to put lots of bait in, let's say I'm fishing with hemp or lots of pellets and I want to put a higher amount of bait in with my paste, I can just push that in there, and now I've almost doubled the size of it, and I can put all my hemp in, all my pellets, then my paste on top, and I'm good to go. But like I say, you can get them off the shelf. You also get bags of paste you can buy as well, and in those bags, I think it's Sonia Baits do them, and in the bags you actually get a free paste pot, and that's what one of those is. But like I say, there's plenty off the shelf paste pots you can get. Don't worry too much about it, just as long as you've got a pot, it doesn't matter what it is, and you can put your paste in it comfortably with a little bit of bait. That's all you need to worry about. Okay, so in terms of the paste, so I've got the Swim Stim betaine green already made up here. So I've made this up, and will be a link in the description of how to actually mix this paste. So go and have a look at the description of this video, and there'll be a link in there of how to actually mix this paste up. But I've got like I say, the Swim Stim betaine green. I've got my tub of water, and for feed, I've got 6mm hard pellets. Now you can use any feed you want. You can use 2mm micros. You can use hemp if you want to. But today, I'm going to be fishing the 6mm hard pellets as feed. So the reason for the water is for 2 reasons. One, when you're putting the paste on the hook, you want to just put your fingers in the water first, put some paste in your hand, and one, it sort of helps mold and keep hold of the actual paste. It won't stick to your fingers. And 2, another reason why you have the water there, it's so you can actually also keep your hands nice and clean as well after you put your paste on. So let's get some on. So first of all, I'm going to dip my hands in the water. I want my hands wet when I pick the paste up, so I don't want it sticking to my hands. And it also helps just help mould it as well. So get a piece of paste about the size of a 50p piece, push your thumb in the middle, and then wrap the paste around your hook. Now, how big a paste you want will be up to you. How sloppy the paste needs to be will be up to you, depending on the day, on the venue, and the depth you're fishing at. But I've got that reasonably firm at the moment. Now, I don't know if you can see, when I showed you the rig earlier, I explained that I keep about 1 inch of line past my hook after I tied my hook on. You can just see that line sticking out there. So I know the paste, it's wrapped around the hook, and it's also being held on by that little bit of line. It just means it's got something extra to cling on to, and I'll probably get maybe an extra 5-10 seconds before that falls off in my swim. So once you've got the paste moulded around your hook, dip that back in the water. It just helps seal it, and then put it in your pot. And then over the top, I'm just going to put in about 8 or 10 pellets in with that paste. Okay, so just put a paste in a pot. Now what you'll notice, I've got my paste pot about 18 inches from the end of my pole to where my pot is. Now the reason for that, in fact I'm just going to slide that a little bit further. Now the reason for that is you need to have this bow in the line. If you have it too close to the end of your pole, you're just going to get caught up in tangles. Like if I push that up there, it just means that the line that's coming over the pot is going to be too close to the end tip of my pole, and the chances are I could easily get into tangles. So I'm just going to bring that back about 18 inches, and I've got this nice arc in my line now. And I've also got the line coming over on the left hand side of this pot. So when I pop my paste into the water, I'll twist it over to my left, and then the bait will just fall out, and so will the paste. So I'm just going to put that back in there. I'm just going to put some more pellets in because they just dropped out, and then I'm just going to make sure my line is over on the left hand side. If you can have it on the left, you need to turn your pole to the left. If you have your line coming out on the right, you need to turn it over to the right. So we're going to ship out, and we're going to find that far bank marker. So I've got the leg of my box, I've got the end of my top kit here, and then I'm just going to pot the bait in with that paste over that marker. There we go, fish on. So I've got 2 extra sections, so make sure you have your extra sections ready. See, he's just shot out. So having those extra sections just means you can just push out. So I'm going to keep that end of that pole down just in case that hook comes out. But that bite then, it wasn't as sharp jab as what it sometimes can be. It just went under slowly. It was almost like the carp came in, picked it up, and just slowly swam out. I'll keep that pole down. Then we're going to try and get down to our top kit so we can actually pull him in. He's a big fish and he's very angry, so trying to keep him out of the snag. There we go, I think we've got him. Oh, well, just when you think you're about to net them, that's what happens. There we go, another lump. So pace fishing can be that easy. God, he's a cracker. Got to be £8-9. It's definitely getting close to that double figure. There we go, another lump in the net. Let's get him in. Pop him back in the water, and off he goes. Okay, so let's go again. So we've got some 6mm in the pot, and place it on the top. Find that far bank marker. Just going to drop that in. Bring the float over the top, and let's wait for that real positive bite. Oh, that was a little sharp jab then, but don't think that was a carp. There we go, fish on. So that didn't take long. Again, it wasn't a massive jab of the float. We had a couple of little jabs, and then, but normally it would just fly under. It was like a little slow bite, just gently going down. Maybe because we're in 2 foot of water. I think maybe because of the weather, it's really hot today. I mean, we're talking around 29 to 30 degrees. So I think the carp are just a little bit slower, even though he's just gone and shot out to the middle. But when you're pace fishing, you'll definitely know when you've got a positive bite. I mean, it was definitely a carp bite and not a little roach or whatever, or a skimmer, because they're just little bobs up and down. It did go under and it carried on going under. So, but we're back in again, another carp on. Let's see if we can get this. I'm just going to hold this out. He's gone out to the middle. I'm going to play him. Okay, so we get down to our top kit. There we go. We got him. Ooh, this is another lump. There's got to be another double figure carp, easily. Oh, goodness me. This, if this isn't 12 to 15 pound, wow. See if I can get this hook out. Right, guys, absolute stunner of a carp. He's got to be 12 pounds, going on 15. Let's get him in. He doesn't want to be out of the water. Okay, so we're going to wait for the next bite. Lots of little bobs up and down there. Look, lots of small fish still. Well, we're just going to ignore those. There we go. Fish on. Little jab of the float. And he's not deciding to shoot out this one, which is quite good. So we said we'd make this the last one. Get this one in. There we go. Oh, just got him in. There we go. Another. I'll tell you what, that's got to be close to 8-9 pound again. Not bad. Day's fishing. There we go, guys. I said I'd make it the last one. An absolutely cracking fish. It's got to be another, certainly anywhere around that 8-9, possibly even 10 pound. It's hard to say, but I've had a great day. So I think we'll end it there. Well guys, that's how easy it is. Fishing paste is really easy. If you've never done it before, get out there, give it a go. Just follow this video, the steps that I've gone through today. Also in the description of this video, there'll be 2 links, one to how to mix paste and another one how to make the paste rig. So go and have a look at those videos if you're not sure. But guys, follow those simple steps and you'll be catching big lumps as well, like I've been doing today. As usual guys, if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's free and it's easy and it only takes 2 seconds and it's a massive help. Also, don't forget to hit that notification button. That means you'll get notified next time I upload. Also, don't forget to drop a like on the video, and if you can spare 30 seconds, please do leave a comment. Let me know what you liked about the video. Let me know how you fish paste and I might learn something as well. Until next time guys, tight lines, and I'll see you on the next one.